Hold On to Your Kids by Gordon Neufeld and Gabor Maté. Why parents need to matter more than peers. Why is it so hard to be a parent these days? Have kids changed? Nope, kids are the same, parents are the same, but the context has changed because our culture has changed. Hi and welcome to the Book Lab. I'm Björn and this is the place where we bring you the best book recommendations when it comes to philosophy, psychology, human nature and human potential. And today we're going to take a closer look at Hold On to Your Kids. The authors argue that in today's world, peers has become the primary influence on our children's behavior, which has led to numerous social and emotional challenges. In order to dissect the issue of peer orientation, we first have to look at attachment. Attachment is a primary biologically based bond between the child and its primary caregiver. This bond is established through different interactions such as eye contact, physical touch, and emotional attunement. Attachment has evolutionary roots and it has been essential for the survival and thriving of human infants throughout history. Children are born with a strong need for attachment and their survival depends on their ability to form a strong bond with their caregivers. Humans can reattach from their parents onto others. This remarkable adaptability has come to haunt us in recent years. This has been an evolutionary perk for us. But when parental attachment is replaced by peer attachment, it becomes a problem. These days, parents work more than ever, children spend a lot of time away from their family, and the mobility of modern life has broken the multi-generational family and the closeness to grandparents that previous generations took for granted. In the absence of close bonds with natural caregivers, peers has become our children's closest attachments. All children need to depend on someone, but the crux is, being dependent does not guarantee dependence on the appropriate caregivers. The increasing bonding of children with their peers is the chief and most damaging factor that undermine parenting authority and parental love, according to Maté Neufeld. For the first time in history, children are turning for instruction and guidance not to responsible adults that they can model, but to their peers. These are people that nature never intended for this role. Kids today are brought up by each other, and this is what this book calls peer orientation. This shift can have negative consequences on the emotional development of the kids because peer relationships can never provide the same emotional support, guidance, and security as a strong attachment relationship with a nurturing adult. Kids are immature beings. They can be insensitive and intolerant, especially to people who break the norm of the in-group. How can one discover a sense of self and explore one's creativity, vulnerability, and curiosity when it's frowned upon by the peer group, the people that mean the most to you? Some signs of peer orientation can be an insatiable hunger for acceptance, a disdain for the adult world, constant instant messaging. In groups of peer-oriented teenagers, tears can provoke ridicule. Showing curiosity or vulnerability, have your friends roll their eyes. The famous psychiatrist Carl Jung was onto something when he said that we tend to attack in others what we are most uncomfortable with in ourselves. Quote, "When vulnerability is the enemy, it is attacked whenever it's perceived, even in a best friend." When I read about this phenomena, it really struck a chord with me because I recognized this from my own childhood. I know I had some things that I liked that was not labeled as cool by my in-group, and those things I never disclosed even to my closest friend because I was feared of being ridiculed or picked on because of it. So, if peer orientation is such a bad thing, how do we hold on to our kids? To promote individuation, we must first create a sense of belonging and unity. In order to promote independence, we must actually first invite dependence. For the child to separate, we must first assume responsibility to hold our children close. If they want a hug, we give them an even warmer hug than they ever expected. Attachment needs to be satiated. Children should not have to work in order to get the closeness and contact that they need in order to find their bearings, to orient. Quote, Attachment is a second womb from which he can be born again as an autonomous person. If attachment is weak, we should focus on connection rather than direction. What the authors talk about is to collect your kids. This means that you should seek out emotional attunement with them. And one great way to do this is to get into your children's space in a friendly way without any agenda. A common trap that parents fall into, at least I do, is that I always have something that I want from my kids when I seek them out. I want them to brush their teeth, to do their homework, right? To take a break from the iPad. The key is to get into their space and see what they are up to and work on the relationship. Hey, what game are you playing? Oh, what's fun about this game? Hey, what kind of project are you working on here? We need to work on the relationship and not only give directives all the time. As a parent, I found this book both enlightening and frightening. It provided me with great tips that helped me reclaim my authority as a parent and build a better relationship with my kids, and therefore I think it's a must read. While other parental books are providing often just cheap tricks for how to deal with the surface layer symptoms of the underlying issues, this book actually goes to the root of the problem, and it talks about why kids behave the way they do and the connection to their fundamental attachment needs, as well as providing practical advice for how to build a good and healthy relationship with your children. So I really recommend this book, and I have a bunch of other books that I've recently read that I will make reviews on, and I'm going to show them very soon. But first I just want to say, if you like this video, like, share, do all of that, because it helps me reach more people, and my goal is to reach 1 million people and inspire them to read great books. And if you want to support the Book Lab even more, then go into my Patreon where I have exclusive videos each month and also book giveaways. So check that out. Some upcoming books. Oh no, this was my Gabor Maté stack. So In the Realm of Hungry Ghosts, I have a review about that. It's on addiction. Scattered Minds, it's on my to read list. It's about attention deficit disorder. And When the Body Says No, I recently reviewed that one. It's a really good book, so check out that review. Here they are, the stack of upcoming reviews. We have Catcher in the Rye. I'm starting to write my notes on that one, so hopefully I'll have that one up soon. A classic. Discipline is Destiny, a surprisingly good book. I bashed his previous book, Courage is Calling, but this one, it was pretty special. I wrapped up this one yesterday, Oppenheimer biography. I'm so glad I got into biographies again. I really love them, and this was a really strong candidate. I will share my notes on this one very soon. It's very, very different books. So here's Extreme Ownership, another book from a Navy SEAL, 2 Navy SEALs, Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. So there's a lot of books coming up. Tell me what you read in the comments. I'm always interested to hear about new books. And I'll see you next week with more book reviews. Until then, Björn out. Cheers.